Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful Friday morning here in Austin, Texas. This is day 1255 of the 3+ Minutes of Planks Challenge, and as always, I am filled with gratitude. Thoughts on my mind this morning. Yesterday, after dropping off my daughter at school, I planned to go out and knock out a workout. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be rain in Georgetown, Texas, where she goes to school. But conditions aren't always the greatest anyway. In any work that you have to do, nothing comes perfect. Instead of doing that, I ended up going to visit with some friends that I hadn't seen in a while. There was a bit of guilt about not going out to get some training in, but also at the same time, as I always say, I give myself grace. My intentions were pure. In the midst of this conversation with these three friends, we were just talking about life, faith. The conversation got really deep there for a sec. I'm one of those people that I listen to everything and I try to take everything in that I'm supposed to take. Just the information. And then from that information, I just started asking questions. Now I'll tell you something about me. I ask a lot of questions. But even when I'm asking questions of others, what some people may not realize is where I'm coming from with these questions come from asking myself these same questions a dozen times in just personal conversations to myself or conversations that I'm having with God about certain situations. This particular conversation came first and foremost, we were talking about fatherhood. And I asked my friend about what he felt he was as a father. And it was an opportunity for him to be open about his strengths and his flaws. Somehow he found it hard. So I put the question back on myself and I answered the questions and how I knew it. I told him my strengths, I told him my flaws, I told him my insecurities about it, I told him things that I wanted to be better about. And then it went down to why we share secrets or don't share secrets and why we hold on to things. I let out some information about some things that I'm insecure about, things that I'm ashamed about, things that it doesn't allow me, that I want to hide from. I don't want to be vulnerable about. And it was such a powerful conversation, so much that it brought me to tears. Because in that conversation, I found release. I didn't allow it or the enemy to box me in. At the same time, I felt like if I want to be a safe space, then I have to allow myself to be vulnerable. And it was such an amazing conversation. And what was so important about that was, as much as I felt like, man, it would have been nice to work out, I knew in that very moment I was where I was supposed to be in the moment. And that was part of my training. It's not only always about the physical. There's a mental aspect, there's a spiritual aspect. There's such layers to it. And part of my job and purpose on this earth is to share that and be a safe space. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. As always, be blessed today and every day. Thank you for listening. Peace.